La da 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 dum. La da 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 dum. La da.
Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick book haul, and a very quick review on the Van Allen Legacy. If you haven't read the books, I'm not going to tell you too much about this anyway. I'm just going to say that, for those up to this part of the series, or just finishing it, this book was very plot heavy. It was a transition book to me. It felt like didn't really progress much from the third book. They probably could have made this like a third book and this book together, but then I probably wouldn't have. It would have taken me ages to read. I would have read it, but I liked how it was written in different like characters' perspectives, but at the same time, I think jumping from character to character every third page took away a lot of the I guess it just took away a lot of the power of what was happening to each character at a certain time. I really did enjoy the last 50 to 60 pages. Actually, no, it was probably more than that. But I'm just going to say 50 anyway. I find that's when it usually kicks off. The last book I read, I think, was Revelations as well. And I think it happened the same thing. It just kicked off during the end, and the first half was really just information and, you know, transitioning and going through the motions and leading us up to the ending. And I think it could have been a little bit shorter, I guess, but I did enjoy it. There's dirt on it for some reason. Okay, I'm sorry. I just hate it when there's dirt and grime and stuff on the books. But I think a lot of the time as well, I was stopping and starting. Like, I was stopping after a couple of pages because I just wanted something a little bit more intense to happen. You know, I'm expecting the fourth book. Okay, I've read the third book. I guess that's a transition book, but the fourth, you know, it just wasn't working, for the most part. And a lot of the characters just fell a little bit flat for me, really. I mean, I felt what was there, but it could have just, for me, it just could have been a little bit more emotional connection with the characters, because I do love the characters. This is one of my favourite series, and the last two books have really just fallen flat for me, so I'm hoping that Misguided Angels will be a lot better. And also the next book, Lost in Time, which is the sixth book in the series. I also have Kiss the Repository and Bloody Valentine to read. I'm really hoping that this year I can actually sort of somewhat finish the series or catch up to at least whatever book's being published. I have so many series books that I've started and I haven't even really made an impact in it, and I'd really like to get this sort of not started, but yeah, finished rather, started. Anyway, I think I got 5 minutes left on my camera, so I'm just going to quickly go through these. I went to the store today and I really want some cards, but I don't know why. I just went to the book section and I've got lots of books and I'm crafting at the moment. But I just wanted something, I don't know, let's just say my body and my mind wanted something a little bit different. And so I went to the book section and I went to the sort of spiritual section, because that's just what I wanted to do. Anyway, I got 3 books. I got The Wish, How to Make Your Dreams Come True by Angela Donovan. And I do think this is very much like, it reminds me of The Secret a lot. It says every once in a while a life-changing book comes along, and The Secret is one of my favourite books, so I thought I'd read it and see what it's like. If you guys want to know anything about this book, let me know, and I might even just add it to the video, because I really wanted to go through these books with you, but I'm running out of time, so if you really want to know anything about them, I will tell you anything. put that to the side. What I really wanted to show you was this book. It's called Life Without Limits, and I've seen it around a lot. It's How to Live a Ridiculously Good Life by Nick Vujicic. Anyway, this guy was born without arms or legs, and I'll see if I can find photos. There are photos in here, and it shows you, you know, photos of him. And I'll just read it to go back to you very quickly. I know people with perfect bodies who don't have half the happiness I've found with mine. Life Without Limits is the story of gutsy Nick V, I'll just call him V, an amazing 20-year-old Aussie born without arms and legs, who is now an internationally successful inspirational speaker. Packed full of wisdom, testimonies of his faith, and laugh-out-loud humour, Nick tells of his life in his chesty blonde body. His visit to Africa at the age of 20, where he gave away 20,000 of his life savings to the poor and raised another 20,000 for them on the side, and how he learned to surf, skateboard, dive, and more. Noting that perfection isn't always perfect, and that brokenness can be a good thing. Nick shows how he learned to accept that he could not control what he could not control, and focus instead on what he could. He encourages everyone to find their life's purpose, and whatever their obstacles, go for it. He already appeared in an acclaimed short film during his own stunts, and his zest for life is unbelievably infectious. So I've heard a lot, well not a lot, but I've heard some stuff about him, and I just really think that he's done so good. I mean, there's so many people out there, you know, inspirational speakers and stuff like that. Life's full of them. But, you know, if someone so full of life can do something like that, you know, and go through it, and, you know, I just want to read it, pretty much. And I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm probably going to read it soon. I set out with all the books I get, but this is something I think I need to read. Not because of what I've heard, but I think for me, I'm going through a lot of issues at the moment with myself and my purpose and everything like that. And I'm not really religious, and I'm not going to go at it with a religious sense or anything like that. I just want to put aside my life for a while and see where it goes with this book. And I think my battery is going to run out. So, I'll be back in a second. So lastly, I got this book called Angel Therapy Handbook by Doreen Virtue. I really like this book. I really do. I haven't even read it. I just love the way it's set out. It's so awesome. But I've read a book by Doreen Virtue, and I think actually may have read one or two. Oh, bookmark. And I just want to get into my spiritual side again. I guess it's about angels and things like that. So I guess it would be a spiritual book. I bought this because I like Doreen Virtue and I like what she has to say, and I actually am not very skeptical about her. Sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not, but I think that's just my nature. But I bought it mainly because for the most part I know when I'm actually inside I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I know when I'm inside my own body, and every now and again, I'm sure everyone feels this, but you can kind of feel like you're sort of breaking away from yourself, and I always feel that because I'm very perceptive and conscious of my, I wouldn't say soul, but I'm conscious of my inner self, and coming from a background and a life being what I am, and sort of in a psychic, sort of spiritual sense, I can usually tell when when my soul's and whatever it is detaching itself a little bit, and I don't feel myself. I feel very out of my body, and I've experienced it a lot. So I thought that maybe getting it back into this sort of stuff, getting back into my spiritual side, getting back into things like that would really help me in my sort of, not so much purpose, but just to make sure that I'm on the right track and I'm getting there. So it's an awesome book too, it's pretty. So I forgot what I was going to say now. But yeah, so those are the books I got. I mean, like I said, I'm not exactly a very spiritual, like, religious person with God and everything like that. But I am very heavy on, like, you know, being psychic stuff and things like that. And I think it's important to have, you know, to be sure about those sort of things as well. And whenever I get off track, I like to pick up a book like this because, like, stories about people who've made it and, you know, things like that, because it helps me get back on my path. Get back on the path that I want with my life. And yeah. So I thought reading those would be an awesome way to sort of help myself, I guess. I wouldn't exactly say they're self-help books, but to me they just sort of help me, and yeah. So interesting. Apparently this is like a psychic expo, I guess, or something like that, like a seminar. And I think that's Dorian Virtue there. And Marianne Williams, I think that is. Marianne Williamson. I've got a book of hers to read as well. Anyway, so the book I'm reading next, or reading at the moment, is Love Struck for a blog tour, which I've already told Samantha from Chicklet Plus that I may or may not be able to finish it because I have a business course that I'm going to be doing, and by the time I get home I'm just going to be really, really tired, and all I want to do is cook and stuff like that. But I'm going to try and read as much as I can through the next month, or this month, and thinking up of a book challenge. Maybe just for myself, and I think it's only going to be a one book challenge. Like, I'm just going to set like a theme that you guys can do with me, just one book while I do this course, I think. But yeah. Oh, and I'm doing fairly okay with my 30 days of etc. challenge, but I've just gone off the rails a bit because of family issues and house issues and money issues and all that sort of fun stuff that happens when you become an adult, responsible adult. Yeah. So I look forward to reading some books, getting back into my craft, and living life to the fullest. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.